and welcome to this episode of the How to Choose Happiness and Freedom Show. I am your host, Lauren Foster, founder of Be Happy First, and I'm developing a new program and trying to figure out what it's to be called, but I think it's going to be Happy and Free on Purpose. So, what do you think about that? All right, so the show is late today because I have a really sick dog. He has a life-threatening disease, maybe pancreatitis. We're not exactly certain. I took him during showtime today from his vet to the hospital so he could be taken care of overnight and some more extensive tests run. And, so this whole month on the How to Choose Happiness and Freedom show is about death and fear and resentment. This is kind of our dark month because, I always do this topic because it defines the dark times kind of define what the bright times look like. Do you see what I mean? And, a vision of happiness that doesn't include any darkness is kind of shallow and is kind of, without risk and without drama and without passion and without connection. And so in order to have the true overall picture of happiness in our lives, we have to go through the dark times as well. And again, the choice comes into this as well. So I'm completely undone by this. I apologize that I look so bad. No sleep, and who feels like putting on makeup when their heart is broken? I was tempted to not even do this at all, but I made a commitment to do this show every Tuesday and Thursday in service of the people that I serve, in service of you, and in service of the business and the movement that I want to build and the impact that I want to make in the world. And so there's a choice. Do I choose to show up and just do the best that I can? Or do I just, stay on the couch and grieve for what my little dog is going through? So clearly, I chose to show up and do my best, and I hope not to cry. But if I do, that's how it goes. So this week is about resentment or about forgiveness. Those are the two sides of this coin. And we all have things that we can look back over our lives over this week. There have been things that have just really displeased me. I will never name names unless I'm saying something good, but someone broke the hatch on my car, on the back of my car when they were putting something in the back. And so when I was letting my dog out at the hospital, I couldn't even say goodbye to him properly because I had to hold the hatch open. And it would be so easy to get embroiled in that anger and that resentment for the person that did that. And then what? Those feelings don't feel good, and they only attract more thoughts that cause you to feel even worse. And is that really something that you want when you're already in the midst of such grief and pain and heartache? No, it's totally not. And that there was a professional that I encountered that didn't treat us the way that I thought that we should be treated, and I didn't respond with the right kinds of questions. So I'm tempted to be mad at myself. I'm tempted to be mad at them. And this serves no one. So, and this is where forgiveness comes about. So can you just flip a switch and say, yeah, I forgive you? No. Hurts that have happened to us all throughout our lives, we have to forgive over and over and over again until eventually one day that thought will come into our mind, and it will no longer make our heart clench and no longer make our heart race with that anger and that resentment. But it's a practice, just like everything that you learn to do, and you come back to forgiveness over and over again. So it's not a one and done type of thing. So on Thursday, we're going to have hopefully everything will be on schedule. We'll be here at 11:30 Eastern on Thursday. And we're going to have a specialist that talks about the physiological effects of fear and of stress and of resentment and anger. And you truly have biological responses to these kinds of feelings. It's the first manifestations of your thoughts, is the way that you feel emotionally and the response that your body has. So we're going to talk more about that on Thursday. And I'm also reading an amazing book by Simon Sinek called Leaders Eat Last. And he goes into the four neurotransmitters that are so influential in the way that we feel: serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, and cortisol. And that they're necessary part in our biology and in the survival of the species. So I love to get all geeky about the science as to, how we're manifesting in this life. So I'm going to learn a little bit more about that and talk about more of that on Thursday. So, but today, you know, is this a happy time? Am I happy right now? No. I'm totally not. Did I choose this? Yeah. When I chose to fall in love with a creature with a short lifespan that and got so attached to him, I made the choice that when I lose him, that it's going to hurt. And my sister, I had this amazing family connection, and my sister said, the depth of your love dictates the depth of your pain when you lose that person, that creature, that thing. What do you call your dog? And there are probably people who are going to go, why is she getting so upset about a dog? But I don't have a husband, I don't have kids. These animals really are my family. They're the ones that are here with me every second of every day, and their well-being is my well-being. And one of the other responses that I got from another friend was that he said, sometimes we are only as happy as that our happiness is dictated by the unhappiness of the most unhappy of our children. He said it so profoundly, and this is just an indication of how foggy my brain is. But you can only be as happy as your unhappiest child, I think is how he said it. And, again, these are moments of unhappiness. So just because I am undone by what's happening right now and I'm so grief stricken, does that mean that I no longer have a happy life? No. These are things that I will feel deeply, and I will own, and I'll acknowledge and keep as a part of the fabric of the life that I'm building. And as I move on, I'll find a way to weave that grief and sorrow and pain into a beautiful tapestry of a life that would be one dimensional and very uninteresting without them. So our goal is not to dance along the surface of life, only feeling the happy, fun, joyful things. Our goal is to have a rich life with depth and with purpose and with meaning. So the choice before me now is to let myself get mired in the resentment and the pain and the grief and all of the bad, unwanted, not feel good parts of what's going on right now, or I can take comfort from the good things that are happening. And, for one, it's outpouring of love and support from all over the world of people who know me and who know my dog and, know what our relationship is. And just to be reminded of the love and support that is there from your community, that we often forget to tell each other that, in good times, we forget to say how much we love each other, how much we're there for each other. And, getting the opportunity to step up to the plate and be there for someone is an amazing human interaction that creates oxytocin in our brains. And that's, one of those feel good hormones that we were talking about. So, yeah, life is about choice, and it's about choosing where you put your attention and choosing what your perspective is and allowing your perspective to change. So last month, my financial health and clearing out debt and increasing savings and all of that was very important to me. Today, I will use every penny of credit that I have or that anybody will give me to help me get my dog through this struggle that he's going through. And so, letting yourself allow, letting yourself go with the flow, and letting yourself really live the richness of your life, that's what being happy and free is all about. So, thanks for being here with me today. Christine, thank you so much for your love and prayers. And I'll just go ahead and add that to the broadcast because it's beautiful. I love you all. I will look forward to seeing you at 11:30 on Thursday and in meantime, always remember that happiness is a choice. You can always choose to be happy first. I'll see you Thursday.